Have you ever wondered why some people, the moment they speak, capture everyone's attention, while others, despite talking for hours, seem invisible? There is a hidden art, and today I'm going to tell you the story of someone who discovered it. Rome, 44 BC. Marco Valerio was the son of a noble house, one that had once held great power in Rome but had been long forgotten. His father had been a proud man, full of ambition and dreams of restoring their family's legacy. Marco's father always had high hopes for him. He wanted him to join the Senate and take his rightful place among the great men of Rome. But in Rome, bloodline alone wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to just have noble roots. You had to shine, to stand out in a room full of powerful men, each one trying to grab attention, each one trying to outdo the others. One evening, Marco overheard his father speaking to himself in the quiet of their home. His father, who was usually so composed and confident, sounded desperate. "If my son does not shine at Caesar's banquet, it will be the end for us." Those words struck Marco like a sword through his heart. His father's hopes, his family's future. All of it was pinned on Marco's ability to make an impression at one of the most important events in Rome. The pressure weighed heavily on him. Marco understood that this was his moment. If he failed, he would bring shame to his family name. With no time to waste, Marco sought out the wise old teacher Lucius Senius, a man who had spent his entire life studying the great philosophers and orators of ancient Greece and Rome. Lucius was known for his ability to see through people's facades and teach them not just how to speak, but how to truly connect with others. "I don't know how to make people listen to me," Marco said nervously. "When I speak, they don't seem to care." Lucius looked at him with a knowing smile, his eyes glimmering with wisdom. "Then don't learn how to speak," Lucius said softly. "Learn how to be remembered." Marco was confused but intrigued. What did that mean? How could he make people remember him? Lucius explained that true power did not come from mere words. It came from the ability to touch hearts and minds, to awaken something deep within the listener. And that, he said, was the art of communication, the ability to speak in a way that made people see the world differently. Over the course of the next few days, Lucius shared with Marco 5 powerful secrets, ancient principles that had been passed down through generations of great orators. Listen to see. Words show the mouth, but silence shows the soul. True communication, Lucius explained, isn't about what you say, but how you listen. When you listen deeply to someone, you can see into their soul. And when you truly understand someone, you can speak to them in a way that resonates deeply. Be genuinely curious. Those who listen with wonder break down every barrier. Curiosity is the key to connection, Lucius said. If you want people to open up to you, you must first open your heart to them. Ask questions. Be genuinely interested in their story. The walls will come down, and you will reach them on a level they didn't expect. Speak with images. Those who speak in visions guide thought. People don't remember facts and figures, Lucius continued. They remember images, stories, and emotions. Paint vivid pictures with your words. When you speak in images, you make the listener see the world through your eyes. Be an elegant surprise. Like a flash of lightning, it illuminates, but doesn't burn. Sometimes, Lucius said, you must surprise people. Be unexpected, but do it with grace. You want to stand out, not for being loud or brash, but for being something new and beautiful, like a sudden flash of lightning on a dark night. It captures the attention without burning everything around it. Play with rhythm. Speak like the sea, alternates waves and stillness, strength and suspension. Rhythm is everything, Lucius explained. A good orator knows when to speed up, when to slow down, and when to pause. A well-timed silence can speak louder than 100 words. The night of the banquet finally arrived. It was being held at Caesar's villa, a grand event filled with senators, generals, and the most powerful men in Rome. The air was filled with laughter and music, but beneath the surface there was competition. Men flaunted their strength, their wealth, their titles. Marco felt completely out of place. At first he did what he always did, stood in the corner trying not to draw attention to himself. But then, he remembered the first principle Lucius had taught him. Listen to see. Instead of speaking, Marco approached a group of generals, the most intimidating figures at the banquet. He asked them a simple question. When have you been most afraid? A hush fell over the group. The generals, who were usually so confident, paused, caught off guard. Then, an old centurion spoke, sharing a story of a harrowing night spent in battle in the rain-soaked hills of Gaul. Marco listened, not to respond, but to understand. He asked thoughtful questions, showing a genuine curiosity about the story. The generals, moved by his sincerity, began to speak more openly, and the conversation became deep, meaningful, and personal. When it was his turn to speak, Marco didn't talk about his family, his future, or his noble lineage. Instead, he shared a simple memory, a quiet night spent under the stars with his father, who had said to him, "We may not rule empires, but perhaps we can spark forgotten dreams." For the first time that night, Marco felt his words land in the hearts of those listening. Even Caesar, who had seemed distracted by the festivities, turned to him. His eyes locked with Marco's. "Marco," Caesar said, his voice steady, "you don't dominate people. You inspire them. That's why I want you to advise me." In that moment, Marco didn't just save his family's future. He became someone who could truly speak to the hearts and minds of others. Do you also want to learn the invisible art that transforms words into power? Subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up every episode. A key: don't let others always charm the room. Start now.